He's really a theater actor who got thrown into this gangster world because of The Godfather. Okay. He got thrown in there because of The Godfather, and he never expected to be that guy. So, so his life is kind of interesting because he goes to make this documentary about Shakespeare, and he makes this film, and he loves it, and he can't get it off the ground because there's so many pieces to it, and it's half documentary, and it's half movie, and it doesn't fit in the genre. It goes all into it. It's his biggest failure in life, his career wise, and he talks about how bad it hurt him. He talks about how it just held on to him for so long. I mean, he really and I had to stop when I was reading it because if you would ask me, oh, what is Al Pacino? You think you know somebody or you know somebody's life, but no, he says, man, the effect of that movie not doing what it did really hurt me for many years and held me back and made me not want to do things. And he kind of talks about how he needed to let that go. And then he talks about this part here, which is he moves from New York to LA. Okay. He's a New York guy. He's a New York guy. And he never lived in LA. He never did like those meetings that everybody talks about when you walk. And I've had a couple of those meetings where you walk in the room and people are like, ooh, and it's a fancy office. And they're like, hey, how you doing? We want to get you. I've had some of those meetings and it felt kind of cool. Al didn't like those meetings. We picture those LA meetings. Picture those on the shows we've seen with those big windows and the guy in the suit, the girl in the suit, and they bring you the coffee and they schmooze him, right? So Al said he had to move to LA. He had to be closer to his kids. He seems to be a great father. He never married. And so then he goes to LA and he's living there, and it is a shift. It's a huge shift. LA is the hub, especially in the 90s when he was living there. And he rents these homes, and that's part of the whole issue of why he went broke. He was renting these extremely extravagant homes, having so many people live there, paying for all this. He was just this giving artist, and people took advantage of him. So he went from having $50 million to about $200,000 in the bank. And I know you and I would love to have $200,000 in the bank. And if you got $200,000 in the bank, good for you. He had to figure it out. But that's not what I'm going to read. I'm going to read to you about people, how fake they can be. And man, I've known some fake ass people in my life. And I've looked at some people, and I said this to some people last year. I said, you're just going to be another person that turns your back on me and I never talk to again. No, man, no way out. No, I'd never do that to you. Guess what? Boom. If you got people that you can trust, hold on to them. Hold on to them, okay? And Al Pacino, listen to this from an excerpt from his book. So, Looking for Richard is this film, remember, that that he had released, and then he had to sell it, and so he lost control of his film, his baby. I will never lose control of anything that I create again. Not ever again. I've lost too many things I still should be getting paid on that I created that nobody else thought of that wouldn't be around today if it wasn't for me. So I'm done with that shit. Everything I create from here on forward, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to give away to people that don't deserve it. So, you know what, Julie, before I go into that, you wonder why he never got married. He kind of talks about it in this film. He had a horrible, no father really in his life until later on. And you know, a lot of people who don't see that, they can't picture themselves. He was an artist, so he lived with many women for long periods of time, monogamous, had kids with them, but he just never saw himself as a married guy. Just never did. You want names? Here we go. Ready? Too many names you would know. Did he just have a baby? I think he had one about 10 years ago. Um, so, all right, listen to this. It's really interesting. All right. I hope you guys, and if you guys are enjoying this, and that is where a lot, there's so many similarities in Al's life and my life, from a tragic mom passing, about like how we were raised, a lot of things. But where we differ is, I always wanted to be married. I always wanted to be a husband. I always saw myself as a father. I always saw myself as a husband, even from a little kid. So allow me to kind of tell you a little bit about this. So, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up, and in the comments, to push it out there, so maybe some other Al Pacino fans can see this. All right. So I'm not going to do my best Al Pacino impression, but I will do a pseudo Al Pacino impression. Does that work? All right. Many looking for Richard got some recognition, but its failure to thrive hurt me. Frankly, it wasn't just a disappointment. It was a life-affecting thing. You can be in a position in life where you're doing somewhat well, and then you experience that rejection, and it completely overshadows all of your past success. Ooh. It didn't really address the disappointment at the time, because it's too much to face when it was happening. That's what I was talking about there. Man, did he get affected by this. So, appreciate you guys all checking in, showing the love, 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 showing the love. Because I got so many books I want to share with you guys. Not enough people share books on here. They talk a lot of shit on podcasts, but they never share where they get the information from. This is from the source. It's from the source. Okay? All right. I hope you guys can't hear this. 70 lawn guys around here. Jesus Christ. All right. So, many years later, after I made my switch from LA to New York, from New York to LA to be close to my ex and my children, listen to this shit. I end up at a party next door to my house I was renting. The hostess who lived there was a bit of a hotshotter in her own right. But I got to know her, and she turned out to be a very decent human being overall. There were a lot of celebrities at this party, and well-known producers, big guys, high in the pecking order in Hollywood, over at her house one night. I met a few of them, and I discovered that no one knew about my film, Looking for Richard. Here's a film me, Al Pacino, wrote, directed, and starred in, with a cast of some of the best British actors you ever see, and American actors, who filled the screen with their gifts. The Directors Guild of America gave me a Best Director award, Looking for Richard. The New York Times named it one of the top 10 films of that year. But here at this party, not a soul knew about it. Not only had they not seen it, they never even heard of it. I could be philosophical about that. What was harder to take? And listen to this part, guys. Listen to that part. What was hard? And I've been in a moment like this, guys. Listen to this shit. Oof. Oof. I could be philosophical about that. But what was harder to take was that I was there with a friend who had once called the film a masterpiece. And now he wouldn't even admit that he saw it, as if it would somehow compromise him in front of the others. Ooh, not speaking up for your friend in front of others. Been there, seen that happen. Sucks. I don't fucking do that shit. I speak up for my friends, especially in a situation. I speak up for them. I wanted to nudge him. I wanted to nudge him and tell him, hey, man, speak up. Say you know the film. But he never said a word. Not a single word. Not in that circle of Hollywood. Oh, no, not in front of them. In those places, you go with what's in fashion. It took me a very long time to learn that. I don't demonize it, but I understand it a little bit better now. I thought maybe I'd get the film cans myself and screen the movie right there in that woman's house. But I had a couple of toddlers I had to deal with at the house. Woo! Woo! Damn, Al. Damn. That's so perfect, right? Who put this thing together? Me. Yeah, man, I've been there. I've been there where I'm in the middle of a room and I'm like, are y'all really going to let this happen to me right now? Because I know I sure as shit wouldn't let this happen to you.